It is exactly 6:47 in the morning. Your daily alarm clock hasn't gone off yet, but something inside your body woke you up anyway. It feels exactly as though you swallowed a handful of dry chalk dust sometime around 3 a.m. Your tongue is practically glued to the roof of your oral cavity, and your lips feel like they belong to someone who just finished crossing a barren desert. Waking up routinely with this intense, sticky discomfort is not just one of those annoying little changes that automatically comes with getting older. It is actually your body trying to hand you a highly specific, urgent warning note. My name is Dr. Franklin. This channel exists to provide mature adults over the age of 60 with clear, honest, research-backed health data that too often gets completely glossed over during a frantic 7-minute doctor's appointment. We connect the hidden dots between everyday symptoms that seem minor on the surface and the serious, systemic health changes occurring underneath them. Today's dot-connecting exercise starts directly inside your mouth, but it absolutely does not end there. Let us talk about what is truly happening behind a dry mouth. Your body is designed to produce somewhere between 1 and 1.5 liters of fresh saliva every single day. Saliva coats your teeth like a shield of structural armor, neutralizing the aggressive acids that trigger rapid tooth decay. It carries specialized enzymes that immediately begin breaking down your food before it even reaches your stomach lining. It contains potent organic antibacterial compounds that actively hunt and fight off daily infections inside your mouth and throat. Saliva functions as a primary, frontline defense mechanism for your entire physical system. When you wake up every morning and find that this entire defense system has essentially gone offline overnight, that is not a trivial matter you should simply brush off. A landmark clinical study published in the journal Oral Diseases uncovered that among independent adults over the age of 65, chronic morning dry mouth, what the clinical world officially terms xerostomia, was present in nearly half of all participants. But here is the critical finding buried deep inside that statistic. In over 80% of those chronic cases, the dry mouth was a downstream symptom of another systemic issue entirely. It wasn't the core disease, it was the warning signal. Think of it as the exact mechanical difference between a smoke detector going off and an active fire. Waking up with a parched mouth every morning is your body's internal smoke detector. And right now, we are going to trace the exact fires it might be pointing to. Let us look directly at cause number 1, the medication puzzle. The single most common culprit behind morning dry mouth in adults over the age of 60 is the specific combination of pills sitting inside your medicine cabinet right now. More than 400 frequently prescribed medications and over-the-counter formulas carry dry mouth as a primary documented side effect. We are talking about standard blood pressure medications, particularly the entire class known as diuretics. We are talking about everyday antihistamines, the allergy pills millions of seniors consume every single spring. We are talking about standard antidepressants, bladder formulas, nerve pain relievers, and even over-the-counter nighttime sleep aids that seniors use under the assumption that they are completely harmless. Each of these medications on its own can cause a mild touch of dryness. But when you combine 3 or more of these substances at once, the dry mouth effect does not just slowly add up, it multiplies exponentially. Research published in the journal Gerald verified that the combination effect of multiple concurrent medications compounds significantly within the senior body. Mature individuals taking 5 or more daily prescriptions demonstrated nearly twice the rate of severe, tissue-altering dry mouth compared to those taking 2 or fewer. And the statistical average for an American over the age of 65 is between 4 and 5 distinct prescriptions every single day. I recently managed a patient named Gerald, 71 years old, who was absolutely meticulous about his daily health habits. Gerald had been dealing with a brutal wave of morning dry mouth for almost 2 consecutive years. He had visited his family dentist 3 separate times to treat rapid aggressive cavities along his gumline. When he came to see me, we lined up every bottle from his cabinet on the table: 6 daily prescriptions, 3 standard health supplements, and 2 over-the-counter formulas he used regularly to help him rest. Within that exact lineup, I identified 4 distinct items known to suppress saliva production. They were all working together against his oral tissues all night long. We worked directly with his primary prescribing physicians to simply adjust the daily timing of 2 of those specific medications. We didn't even alter the dosage. We merely shifted when the chemicals entered his system. Within 3 weeks, Gerald's morning dry mouth had dropped from a severe 9 out of 10 down to a completely manageable 3 out of 10. He didn't need a fancy new prescription. He simply needed someone to connect the mechanical dots between his daily pills. Write down every single prescription, vitamin, and over-the-counter pill you take. Bring that physical list to your next appointment and ask your pharmacist if the combined compounding effect is actively shutting down your nighttime saliva production. This brings us directly to cause number 2, the silent nighttime thief. This second cause currently impacts tens of millions of older adults, and clinical research consistently demonstrates that a vast majority of individuals who have it have absolutely no idea it is occurring. We are talking about obstructive sleep apnea. While you are in a deep sleep, the soft muscular tissue resting at the very back of your throat relaxes and collapses into your airway. Your breathing pathway becomes physically blocked, causing your blood oxygen levels to drop. Your brain suddenly senses this drop and fires an immediate panic signal to your nervous system. Your body jolts, gasps for air, or shifts its physical position just enough to mechanically reopen the throat pathway, and then you immediately fall back into sleep. Most mature adults never consciously wake up during these micro-arousals. They have absolutely no memory of the gasping when they wake up the next morning. But the moment your throat airway becomes physically blocked, your body defaults to its emergency backup plan. It opens your jaw and forces you to breathe through your mouth. Mouth breathing across an 8-hour sleep cycle evaporates your natural saliva at a velocity that your nasal passages simply do not allow. You wake up with oral tissues that feel as though they hosted an active wind tunnel all night long. Waking up with a parched mouth is actually the least of your concerns if this is your underlying cause. Research published by the American Heart Association has verified that untreated sleep apnea in adults over the age of 60 significantly elevates your long-term risk of experiencing a stroke, developing irregular heart rhythms like atrial fibrillation, and facing major cardiovascular events. Furthermore, a separate analysis published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine revealed that seniors living with undiagnosed moderate to severe sleep apnea demonstrated measurably higher rates of accelerated cognitive decline over a 5-year follow-up period. How do you know if this silent thief is operating inside your bedroom? You must evaluate these questions honestly. Do you snore loudly? Have you ever been told that your breathing completely pauses during the night? Do you wake up feeling utterly exhausted even after a full 8 hours of sleep? Do you manage unexplained dull headaches every morning? Do you find yourself accidentally nodding off in comfortable chairs during calm afternoon moments? Any combination of these indicators alongside a chronic morning dry mouth should prompt an immediate conversation with your primary physician regarding a formal sleep study. Modern studies are conducted right inside your own bed using a small, lightweight device that wraps around your wrist and fingertip. Let us look at cause number 3, the blood-sugar connection. Specifically, I want to talk about the millions of mature adults who are currently living with an elevated blood sugar issue and have absolutely no idea it is occurring. According to data compiled by the CDC, approximately 38 million Americans are currently navigating diabetes. Nearly 1 in 4 of those individuals remains completely undiagnosed. That means millions of people are walking around every single day with elevated blood glucose levels that are causing real, measurable structural damage to their vascular systems without a single formal diagnosis noted on their medical charts. Look at exactly how elevated blood sugar and a dry mouth connect mechanically inside your body. When your blood glucose levels remain consistently high throughout the evening, your kidneys are forced to go into severe overdrive to filter out and flush the excess sugar through your urine. To accomplish this fluid clearance efficiently, your kidneys must aggressively pull water from other healthy tissues resting throughout your entire body. This process creates a state of continuous, systemic dehydration, and one of the very first physical places that systemic fluid depletion displays itself is inside your salivary glands. An analysis backed by the National Institutes of Health demonstrated that among individuals navigating poorly managed type 2 diabetes, persistent dry mouth was one of the most frequently reported daily symptoms. And in a vast majority of those tracked cases, that sticky dry mouth had been present for a year or more before a formal diabetes diagnosis was ever placed on their chart. Your mouth was actively warning you that your system was running out of fluid. Nobody was connecting the dots to your metabolism. If your morning dry mouth arrives alongside frequent nighttime urination, lingering fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, small skin wounds taking weeks longer to heal, or blurry vision, call your primary care clinic this week and request a straightforward fasting glucose test alongside an HbA1c assessment. Your HbA1c test grants your doctor a clear 3-month window into your real-world blood sugar averages rather than just a single snapshot. This brings us to cause number 4, the dehydration deception. We are talking about chronic cellular dehydration. Hydration inside a body over the age of 65 operates on a completely different set of biological rules than it did when you were 40. Your hypothalamus, the specialized core region of your brain that is directly responsible for sensing fluid levels and firing your thirst signals, gradually becomes less sensitive over time. The clinical research regarding this neurological shift is consistent and deeply established. A study published in the Journal of Physiology demonstrated that older adults can reach severe internal fluid deficits of 2% or more of their total body weight without experiencing a single meaningful internal thirst signal. In plain human terms, your body can be genuinely running dangerously low on water at a cellular level, and your brain simply will not send you the message to go pour a glass of water. Your internal alarm system has been turned down. Meanwhile, your kidneys naturally become less efficient at conserving water as you age. Your skin barrier loses moisture to the air more readily. And if you happen to be taking a daily diuretic pill for your blood pressure, you are losing significantly more fluid every single day than your peers who aren't on those pills. The direct result of these combined shifts is a massive population of mature adults who are living in a state of quiet, chronic dehydration through every hour of the day. And the only outward physical sign they manage to notice is that sticky, dry mouth every single morning when they wake up. The practical fix for this cause is simple. You must stop waiting to feel thirsty before you reach for a glass of water. That organic brain signal is no longer a reliable narrator of your internal fluid status. Instead, you must build hydration into your daily routine the exact same way you handle your vital medications, by the strict click of the clock, not by waiting for a physical feeling. You must aim for a minimum of 6 to 8 full glasses of pure water spread evenly across your waking hours. Set simple timers on your kitchen clock, or keep a fresh bottle of water resting in every room of the house where you spend regular time. And please take note, caffeinated coffees, dark teas, and evening alcoholic drinks do not count toward this daily hydration total, as they actively accelerate fluid loss from your tissues. Let us examine cause number 5, the overlooked autoimmune condition. We are talking about Sjögren's syndrome. Sjögren's is a distinct autoimmune condition in which your body's own immune system mistakenly turns inward and attacks the specific glands responsible for producing natural body moisture. Specifically, it targets your salivary glands inside your mouth and your lacrimal glands inside your eyes. The result of this ongoing internal attack is a system that gradually loses its capacity to keep its own tissues lubricated. Your mouth becomes persistently dry. Your eyes feel constantly gritty, irritated, and red. Your joints can begin to ache without an obvious physical injury, and you can experience a wave of profound, unrelenting exhaustion. An astonishing 90% of all formal Sjögren's diagnoses occur in women, and the average age window for diagnosis rests between the late 50s and the early 60s. Data published by the Sjögren's Foundation estimates that it takes the average patient between 2.5 and nearly 5 full years from the very first onset of symptoms to receive a correct medical diagnosis from a specialist. Why does it take half a decade? Because the primary warning signs are consistently dismissed by patients and providers as normal aging. Bring up Sjögren's syndrome by its official name during your next medical appointment. A straightforward, routine blood test can screen for the specific markers, and catching it early changes how your wellness is managed for the rest of your life. Let us bring all of these moving parts together into a complete 5-step action plan that you can begin practicing at home starting tonight. Step 1. Conduct a comprehensive medication review. Write down every single prescription, supplement, and over-the-counter pill you take. Take that list straight to your local pharmacist and ask specifically about its compounding impact on your saliva. Step 2. Evaluate your sleep mechanics honestly for the next 7 days. Track whether your mouth was open or closed the moment you woke up, whether you feel genuinely restored or completely exhausted, and ask a sleeping partner to monitor your breathing for any loud snoring or sudden pauses during the night. Step 3. Secure your metabolic baseline. If you have not had a formal fasting glucose and an HbA1c test run within the past 12 months, schedule that simple blood draw this week. Step 4. Restructure your daily hydration protocol. Commit to a minimum of 8 glasses of water every single day, consumed strictly by the clock rather than waiting for a thirst signal. Step 5. Secure, immediate, soothing nighttime relief while you investigate the underlying root cause. Look specifically for specialized oral rinses or oral gels that contain xylitol, such as Biotin Dry Mouth Oral Rinse or ACT Dry Mouth Rinse. Use them immediately before your head hits the pillow each night. Critically, you must avoid any commercial mouthwash that contains alcohol, as alcohol is a severe drying agent that will make your morning symptoms dramatically worse. Xylitol-based formulas perform double duty for your oral health. They keep the tissues beautifully moisturized across the night, and they actively protect your enamel from the rapid bacterial overgrowth that a dry environment enables. Morning dry mouth is incredibly common among our community, but common is absolutely not the same thing as normal, and it is certainly not harmless. Every single underlying trigger we have unmasked today can be identified, addressed, and resolved. You came to this discussion with an annoying symptom. You are leaving it with a precise biological map. Now drop one single word in the comments below to tell me your next step. Type sleep if you suspect nighttime airway blockages. Type meds if you are going to have that compounding conversation with your pharmacist, or type testing if you are going to schedule a blood sugar draw this week. Thank you for investing this time into your longevity. I'm Dr. Franklin. Take outstanding care of yourself this week,